just kind of rendered it in iMovie, so it's ready for me to upload as soon as the live chat is over and get it out there. So it will be live, it will be on the YouTube channel in about just over an hour's time. Thank you very much to everyone that's here. Just got to turn the volume down on this just a little bit. Just turn it down. No, I think I turned it down too much then. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, so sorry about that. It's to do with the CSS grid, and I want to say thanks and hi to everyone that's here. Pickstar, Brian, Big Kahuna, Gary, Michael, Maddie. So many people here. Thank you for hanging around. If you've jumped off, please come back. Please do hit like. But it's the CSS grid. So I looked at it last night and I did a video, and the video was all right. You know, it was a very basic video. And then I wanted to have another look at it. Hey, Jamie, I had another look at it again today, and suddenly my brain went gunk like that. Like I had a vision in my head, and I thought, I've got to do a video on this. And I did the video, and it's, yeah, I'm really happy. I tried, it's something I did which is actually quite basic, and I'm not going to talk about it until you see the video in 1 hour's time. It's a very basic thing that I have done in other places, but I wanted to kind of put my own spin on it with how does it work with Elementor. Now, Bricks Builder have brought out version 1.8 beta version. The beta version now has the menu builder built in, so I'm hoping I'm going to have a look at that maybe over the weekend and give you my video take on it, hopefully during the weekend or at some point. So I'm hoping to look at the Bricks menu builder. I'm intrigued to see what have they done. I'm sure some of you are already testing that out. Yeah, Andrew, you know, they're not cheap, but, you know, and they're very light on power consumption as well. Hey, Darren. Hey, Harish. Hey, Pez. I lost the intro yesterday to the background design in your office. Yeah, Maddie, I mean, these are just like 3 screens. And what's really cool is you can change the background. And it's really, really cool. I do know that Dominic Raab has resigned, Andrew. I do have the radio on in the background sometimes while I'm working. So I was kind of aware of that. It's a weird one, really, because I feel like it's one of those ones where, like, when someone resigns for bullying, I always wonder, right, was it bullying or was it just people being oversensitive? Because I've been in that situation before where I made someone cry and everyone supported me saying that person is just did it on purpose. They literally just burst into tears because they didn't want to do something. But hey, Exxon Plays, how are you doing? I'm okay. I have returned. I've always been here, Exxon. What do you mean I've returned? I've always been here. Tubimoto. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you like it. I mean, you have got a bit of a reflection off the light here. So you see that there. That light there is coming off this light. You can see it on my hand. Look. You can see the rebound of the light. See that? I tried to adjust it, but to make it not hit that, it then moves the light completely away from hitting my face. So this is what you would get. If I move it away anymore, like, oh, I can't do it now. If I move it away, can you see that? The reflection is now dimmed, but can you see the light is now off me? And if I turn it off completely, I can't even get this in position. Where's the controller for this? There you go. See what happens. Which some of you might say we actually like, which I don't. So I'm not doing it like that. Anyway, that's the lighting. It does look like a bit of space light, doesn't it? In some kind of weird way. I brought few. Oh yeah, go on, Harish. So Harish has got some questions, everyone. I hope you're all ready for the questions. Oh, Exxon, right, okay, you mean that... Oh, sorry, I have returned. Sorry, I read that wrong. Yep. Yeah. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? So later on, I'm going to... Well, in about 1 hour, I'm going to release a new video which relates to the CSS grid, but it takes it a big step forwards because someone asked a question and Elementor said you can't do it. That's exactly what I'm doing, Michael, by the way. So have you noticed my head? I'm trying to keep it here on purpose. So someone asked a question and Elementor said, no, we can't do that yet. I saw that question and I went, I bet you can. I bet you can. And you know what? You can. With a tiny bit of code. The code is literally like tiny, but I'll show you that later on. Andrew posted a query about a client's emails on the FB group. I think you did, Andrew. I've not had a chance to look at that properly. I noticed something about that. Gary, can you not raise the lights so the reflection and shadow angle down? So what I have found is that this light, it's quite a big light. And when I raise it up, it actually puts the reflection up here. It moves the reflection higher. So it's really weird. This light is quite dominant and big. And I feel like I need to change it and get something small. And I don't know. I'm always chopping and changing. And I get fed up of lights. And Harish, what's the best way to create a customized product filter for WooCommerce? Themify is good. Filter everything is good. JetSmart Filter is good. My recommendation, though, is Grid Builder WP. I think the Grid Builder WP plugin, which is a premium plugin, so I don't think you or your client are going to pay for it, is, for me, a big tick. And I've got a video coming out on Grid Builder WP on Monday. It's scheduled, it's out, it comes out on Monday, okay? But you do have to pay for that. You do have to pay for that. Do you know what? I am going bold. To be honest, my dad's got a very receding. My dad's hairline is like right back here, you know, and like my hair's been receding for years, but because I grow it longer, I can almost sometimes hide it or get around it a little bit. But yeah, I've got quite a high hairline already there. Jamie, have you had a problem that Loop doesn't load templates? No, I've not had that problem. I've not had that problem. What version are you running, Jamie? And have you got any optimization plugins maybe running? Have you tested it have you tested it with deactivating certain things or anything like that? Exxon, so that girl I mentioned, yep, okay. Okay, nice one, Exxon. When I say nice one, it's not good to know, but yeah. Okay, Pez, you'll have to give us a link to where you got the panels from. Yeah, okay, I'll give you a link. That's Moth2. Let me give you the link. Here's the link, right? So here's where the windows come from. There you go. There's your link, okay? That's the... Some of the website is in Japanese, but most of it is in English as well. Hey, Erica, how are you doing? Okay, so Michael's asked a question. So the link for where these have come from are in a link below. Right, okay. Michael, can you have 2 rows? First row is 3 columns and the second row is 2. Yes, you can, Michael. And what you've got to wait for, Michael, is the video that comes out in 1 hour. In 1 hour, a video is coming out. Can you just hang up fire until that video comes out? So Michael, hold fire, okay? Hold fire. In 1 hour, both of your questions are going to be answered in 1 hour. Can you wait 1 hour? Can you give it 1 hour from now? In fact, can you give it 1 hour and 4 minutes? 1 hour and 4 minutes. Yeah, can you just give it that time and you will get answers to both of those. So Andrew's question, client uses Apple Mail, but it can't be set to retrieve and delete. Yeah, okay. Now, I have had this issue as well, Andrew, and what I then say to them is they have no option but to log in. And someone did once tell me there was a way to do it, and I felt it was too long-winded, so just get them to log in. Hey Artif, how you doing, my friend? Sorry if I'm late. I'm just reading comments, so sorry if I'm late. Harish, what is the best way to customize the product quick view feature? You might need to look at some plugins. If you want to get a quick view feature, you might need to, I don't know, Elementor add-ons, or I think it's exclusive add-ons or something like that. Nika, I have a complex background for pages and I can't replicate it with code. I've tried to export full page and make it in background. It causes performance. Well, Nika, what I would say is, what is so complicated about it? What is so complicated? So please wait for 1 hour, okay? 1 hour and 3 minutes. A video is coming out, which is going to tell you a load more. Don't worry, Erica, okay? Don't worry. Phone switch. Yeah, nice one, Michael. It'll be coming. Now, Nika, you've said you got a complex background. What do you mean by complex? Do you mean like an animated GIF? Has it got a pattern? Has it got loads of videos, loads of containers? What is so complicated about it? What is so complicated about it? What have we got? What have we got going on there? Right, what have we got? It's quite funky this, right, isn't it? It is quite funky. Pez says, I think I can see Uranus in those panels. Believe me, if you could see Uranus, if you could see Uranus in these panels, I'd have to deactivate them and turn them off. I hope you've all had a good week. My week has been generally pretty good. By the way, did you know about this? Can I share something on screen with you? I need to get it, though. I need to get the image for this. Did you know that this is happening next week? You probably did know about this because you're all pretty clued up people. But did you... In fact, let me get it. Right, here we go. Did you know about this? So at the Atarim Web Summit next week, it's going to be at... let me get the time right. 10, 11, 12... At 2 p.m. in the afternoon. 2 p.m. next Friday, 2 p.m. BST or 3 p.m. UTC. So 2 p.m. British time or 3 p.m. UTC, Universal Time. You do know that this is happening, right? Yeah? Me, Jamie, Jeffrey and Paul are talking about viral videos. You know, about growing your YouTube channel and stuff like that. So we're all doing a talk together. Did you know about that? Yeah. So we're all on it together. And we all chat to each other, by the way, behind the scenes, okay? We're part of a secret group, but we do chat. So it's quite funny. We're all chatting again together. So that is next Friday, okay? So I hope to see you all there at the Atarim. In fact, let me get you the link for that. It makes total sense for me to get you the link, yeah? So, let me get you the link for that. Here we go. Let's post a link. There we go. Nice one. So yeah, right. So Jamie says, for good light setup, you need 2 lights from the sides and 1 from the top. So no, the trouble is, though, the reason why I have to position the lights where they are is because of the reflection on my glasses. If I did it in another way so it didn't reflect on the back, it would work really, really well. The trouble is, though, because of my glasses, I have to be very careful with how I get the reflection coming down. Right, I noticed Nika said something. There's some shapes, blurs, gradients between some sections. It's an image, nothing animatable. So that doesn't sound overly complex. Now, how big is your image, Nika? So how big is the image in terms of file size, and what is the format? Is it a PNG? Is it a JPEG? Is it a WebP? Is it 20,000 pixel by 50,000 pixel? What is the pixel width and height? And what is the file format? And what is the file size, Nika? Because that could explain why you might be getting issues. Also, is the image being lazy loaded? So that will hit your first time to interact and the loading of your first byte and all of that garbage. Harish, how can I create custom product badges? So Harish, Okay, I'm going to ask you a question now before I answer any more questions for you. Okay, is this for you or a client? Is this for you or is this for a client? Because it sounds to me like you're building something for someone and now you're worried about how to do stuff. Because all of the answers to your questions you could get on Google or ChatGPT. I have got a video for how to do product badges already. You can go watch a video, there's CSS code. Or you use the loop grid, and the loop grid will allow you to design what you want to do and how you want to set it up, and you could go for that. I'm just going to change the background for a moment, okay? I'm just going to change the background. Hold on a moment. So I'm just going to change the background a little bit. I don't know if this one will work. I don't know how good this is going to look. I don't know how good this is going to look, but it's always good to like vary it up a little bit, mix it up a little bit. I mean, this doesn't look so good, does it? Because no, this doesn't look so good because it's too bright. I'm sorry. Can I just change it back? It's a bit too bright. Just wait a minute. Let's try this one here. Yeah, sorry, right. So let me just get back to the questions. Yeah, the sound is coming from me. The sound is coming from behind, so you can hear the water there. I'll pop the volume down as well. There we go, just pop the volume down. So you probably can't see it, but there's a river flowing. There's a river flowing with stuff there, like river water. There's water flowing there. Yeah, so that crowd roar, Pez, is actually the TIE fighters flying in Star Wars. Atif, I could use some help. I'm trying to make a slider to show a bunch of services. I want them to look like cards. The only way I can think of doing it is using a testimonial slider. In a way, Atif, yeah. That's what I would do as well, Atif. I would do that. You know, you put templates into it. That for me is the simplest way to do it, really. I mean, unless you want to get really funky with CSS coding, you know, border radius and then have a shadow effect. So you could do something like that as well. I know, and that's the problem, Artif, with like if you do a template, then if like every time you want to change it, you got to go back into the template. I mean, the other option, Artif, is a nestable carousel. Have you thought about a nestable carousel? So Elementor, nestable carousel, you do it like that. You do your border radius and you do all of your styling like that, and then you can make it look quite good like that, I think. Yeah, so Harris, this is your first test e-commerce site. Right, so go watch the videos. I've got one on Ribbon Badge CSS, or go and use Loop Grid. So Nika, WebP image, 511 kilobytes. That's quite big for a WebP image, I have to say. That does look really, really big. And you've said 1920 by 12657. Are you sure it's 12657? Are you sure about that? Because that looks huge. Like, really, 12,000 pixels in height. Yeah, Artie, try it. Nestable carousel. And then you could style it to look like your card in a way, right? Because if you were going to do it as a template anyway. Yeah, very good point. There is like a Blade Runner-y one. I have to just go and download it. Yeah, I mean, I used to use Huddle a long time ago, Michael. I think Atrium is really good. Hey, Tice. Hey, Mia. But yeah, it's I mean, I could sit here all day long, right, just playing on this and downloading stuff. I mean, it's just crazy. I think it's just really crazy what you can do with this. You know, it's just super good. You know, it's just brilliant. Hey Paul, how you doing? Nika, it's the page is deep. Okay, so Nika, I've got to ask the question here, yeah. Is it the same image throughout that website? So does the image really have to be that big? I really do wonder though, okay. I get why you're doing it, but I would probably say to you that, like, does the image really need to be that big? Like, really? Have you got a URL you can email down here? Email's right here. Ding! There's the email. Can you email the URL of your page? Because I'm a little bit unsure about, does your image really need to be that big? Because 12,000 pixel, right? I mean, you're like 11 times the size of what you would recommend for just a normal landscape image. 1080, you're all at 12,000. So I'm just a little bit unsure about. Paul Ross, I'm going to be making chicken wings. Oh, Paul, mate, now you've made me hungry. You know, now you've made me hungry. So I'm just going to quickly get the link again, because again, people are asking about the Atmoth window. It's called Atmoth, okay. Here's the link for... Oh, come on. Here's the link for it, okay? So I'll just paste a few links in there for you. By the way, if anyone hasn't signed up for how to start a web design business, don't forget it is still available. And for those of you that have signed up and are using it, I hope it's proved to be really good and helpful to getting you to think differently about how you approach your web design business. Yeah, sure. Well, Nika, all I want is like a general idea of what you've got, your image, and the page you're using it on, because I'm not convinced you need it to be that big. You know, I'm not convinced about it needs to be that big, because how much of the image do you ever see on the screen at any one time? Marco Tigo, I just moved my hosting to SiteGround and it fixed my server. Yeah, there you go. I mean, SiteGround is not perfect. SiteGround will go up and down. Generally, it's really quick and really good. So, had a good week today. Obviously, I've had to finalize my presentation, which is about client acquisition on LinkedIn. It's like it builds on top of the webinar we did, and we've got that. I'm doing that at the Atrium event as well. Next Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Do you know what, Michael? I think Uncle Owen and Aunt Em were I think they were just slow. I think they were very slow. Can you imagine Uncle Owen running when he comes out? Oh, Luke! You know, I think right. The stormtroopers could not have missed, even if they tried. Even if they shot like that, somehow they would have hit Uncle Owen. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, Star Wars A New Hope, go and watch it, all right? Go and do it, and you'll be fine. Please don't forget to hit like, okay? We've actually had 55 people view today, but we've only got 20 likes, so please hammer home the like button. It really helps. Last question from Harish. Can Elementor be used for custom wishlist button? No, not really. You got to go get an add-on. What I would say, Harish, right, is that some of the questions you're asking makes me feel like you're not looking at what you get with Elementor. So really get to understand what's here. And don't just go and add in wishlist buttons unless your client really wants it. Also explore coded ways of doing it, code pens and stuff like that. But you might need to go down the Elementor route. Yeah, to be honest, Nika, don't make your email too long. I'll be honest with you, okay, Nika? Unless you're paying me for a one-to-one consultation, if it takes me more than 20 seconds to skim read your email, I don't spend a lot of time on it. So like someone's asked me to help them out for free. I told them to email me very briefly. The email's like this, like literally, I kid you not, it's massive. And I'm like, I'm not going to read all of that, you know, unless they hire me. And they've said they might do, but can I answer their questions? No, the answering is part of the consultation, you know. You don't walk into a solicitor's and go, answer all my questions and then I'll hire you. Like, what? Like, what? This isn't a taster session. In a way, the live chats and the videos we put on YouTube are the tasters. You know what you're getting and stuff like that. How did I solve the light reflection? Paul, I haven't actually solved it. Look, it's here. It's there. It's there. And look what's coming into view. Look, it's the Jawas, everyone. It's the Jawas. Look, the Jawas are here. The Jawas are here. Look at that. Look at that. It's not completely perfect when it moves from screen to screen. This one is quite good. You get that movement across, but the Jawas are here. Chichihuahua. Was it? No, Chichihuahua. Wasn't that the Ewoks? Mutiny. That's it. Mutiny. That was the Jawas. Sorry, I'm going a bit mad here. So, Michael, do you use Atrium for client commenting? Yes and no. Michael, yes and no. If I know the client's on board with it, yes. If I know the client's a little bit, they're not very clear, then not always, because it can get a bit weird when you then go back to go, what do you mean? And then you're waiting for them to come back to you. And then they say, oh, it would have been easier if you just emailed me or sent me a message. So you do have to kind of weigh it up a little bit. Right, Indapre, I'm trying various platforms and spending hours learning, so it is, yeah, no, absolutely. Look, I think, right, it's not a bad thing to learn hardcore HTML and all of this stuff. There is nothing wrong with that. The only thing I would say, though, is that as long as you're going to apply it, right, as long as you're going to apply it, and as long as you apply it, it can be good for you. If you don't apply it, then you could spend a lot of time learning something that you might kind of not regret, but you might say, well, was it worth it? For instance, was it worth it? I do feel like every now and again you have to kind of just change the background a bit just to get some different noises and a different vibe as well. I hope you like it that the picture is now there as well. And you can nicely see it a little bit. Yeah. I am also going to start planning out my layout because remember, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, I am not doing live chats because I've got Atrium stuff. And I really want to really work hard on this super massive video that I'm going to be doing eventually very soon on Elementor. And by the way, I'm not just going to do Elementor. I'm also going to do I'm also going to work on Bricks one as well. Hey Perfect 9, I'm okay. Now that we've got Bricks 1.8 beta out, it makes sense for me to kind of explore 1.8, see what it does, how different it is, how good it is, especially the menu builder on Bricks. And then once I've done the Elementor big build video, I will then replicate it with Bricks. Not because I'm trying to say can you or can't you, but because I'll have a very good idea of what I'm replicating. Especially if anyone out there has an Elementor website and they're going, well, can I go over to Bricks and how simple and easy is it? So I also want to kind of have a look at that. Tubimoto, I've started learning and going through the Elementor route. Hey, thank you very much, Tubimoto, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. I know you are because you keep coming onto the live chats. It's only 91 words, says Nika. Okay, let's now look at Nika's email. I'm not going to put it on screen unless I feel like it's useful to put it on screen, by the way. Okay, so your email has not... your email's not come through yet, but I'm sure it will be here sometime soon-ish. Or I hope it's here anyway. So Nika says they've messaged me. It's only 45 words. You've messaged me? What? You've sent an email? When you say you've messaged, though, do you mean you've sent an email? Anyway, so what videos work better for me? To be honest, Artiv, I have found very little difference in the number of people that watch or view, whether it's a small video, a 1-minute video, 5-minute video, 20-minute video, 1-hour video. I have found very little difference. It's more about the subject matter. What I want to do is a really big video. It might end up being 5 hours long. And then I'm going to release it all in one go. And then I will release chunks of it separately as well. So the bit which is just for WooCommerce will be a completely separate little video. The bit about LMS will be a separate video. The bit about Elementor blogs and archive will be a separate video. So you have the big one, or you've got the little chunks as well, which might make it easier for some people to kind of see and stuff like that. Can some of you just email me below? Can you drop me an email on info@websquadron.co.uk, please? Because I want to just double check the email is working. I just want to double check. I mean, I've had an email come through to me, so it should be, emails are coming through. But yeah, if you can just let me know. But yeah, it could be 5 hours long, but then there will be a smaller chunk of it as well. Yeah. Jamie, filter everything pro, have Elementor support. You're better off using Grid Builder WP. Grid Builder WP. Oh, that screen's a little bit... That screen is still downloading, so it stutters a little bit. So I'm going to actually get off... I'm going to get off this screen. It is stuttering a little bit. Because what it has to do is download the image, which is a little bit of there we go. Which is a bit of a pain in the ass because you have to wait for it. Yeah, Michael, the video will be out in about 35 in, let me get this right, 25 plus 50, 40 minutes. It will be out in about 40 minutes. Okay, so it will be here coming on. What is the best LMS plugin by Chip? I don't think there is one. Why don't you watch the video I released last week, which is about how you can build it yourself, depending on what you're trying to do. NRCM Web Design, how are you doing? Yeah, Dan, your email has come through. Thank you, Dan. By the way, are you lurking in the background, Dan? You must be lurking. By the way, I've also got Michael's email as well, and Dan's. Nika's email has just come through. There you go. Now it's come through. So Nika has got John. Yeah, okay, guys. All right, you can stop Right, okay, yeah. I don't think I should have said email me, should I? The Earth can fit inside of Uranus 63 times, Artif has told me. Did you know that? The planet Earth can fit in your Uranus 63 times. I got your email, Anchor. I got your email as well, John. Right, now we're looking at Nika's email, and I'm going to share it on screen. So here's Nika, right? So I'm not assessing the page, all right? I'm not assessing the page, by the way, okay? I do like this glass effect. This is quite funky, I have to say, by the way. It's a nice little funky effect. Right, so if I'm honest, Nika, right, I don't see why you've got a massive image here. This image, I mean, how big is this image? Open image in a new tab, right? I mean, you've said you've got a background image, so I'm not sure why this is 12,000 pixels big. I don't I don't get it. I don't get why this image is... I mean, the image isn't even that big, to be honest. It's not even that big. So your image... I mean, you say you got a background. I'm not sure. I'm not really seeing a background there, other than a few sections. So I'm not sure why you got such a big image. If I'm honest, I'm not sure about that. Take care, Tice. See you later, mate. Hey, Tice, it's going to not come on until the end of next week, maybe longer, because believe me, editing a 5-hour video, you think, oh, it's just 5 hours. No, editing a 5-hour video could take 2 days of solid, dedicated time, right? It could take loads of dedicated time. I know, Brian, we're not used to seeing big balls, are we? Hey, Stacey, how are you doing? Hope you're all right. Hope you're doing well. What? So one of my clients who's trying to edit their website because they want to edit it, they've come to me and said, I can't edit. And I've gone in and go, are you sure you're hitting edit with Elementor? Because if you're just gone in and you're hitting in edit, that's probably why it's not working for you. I'm just getting rid of some spammy messages that have come through over here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you, Paul. The ball was not as big as Uranus. Absolutely. So, Nika, I'm still a little bit intrigued because... I mean, to be honest, though, okay, I have nothing against WP Rocket. However, I have seen people use WP Rocket, then they've turned off WP Rocket, they've gone and used our Page Speed 2023 tips and tricks, and they come out much, much better with no issues. So I'll leave that on the table for you, Nika. If you go and watch the Page Speed 2023 video, you might find that you don't have to always use WP Rocket. Okay, I've got nothing against WP Rocket, but I'm just telling you, this is what... Go and read the comments for the video. You'll see people literally put, I was using it, there was still a few issues, I then turned it off and I did X, Y, Z. Right? You know, and you should be fine. Absolutely, Brian. I mean, look, the client wants to do it, fine. And then they're like, I can't edit. I'm like, yes, you can. I've just gone in and checked. Are you sure you're hitting edit with Elementor? Oh, I will come back and check it is accessible for me. What? What do you mean? Yes, it is accessible. Unless you're doing it on a iPad mini, then you got problems there. Take care, Gary. Oh, it's my last day of going to the concrete jungle. What do you mean by that, Gary? Is that like you changing career or work, or what's going on here, then? What's going on there? You know what? Again, we have the joys of going live. I'm not including the emails that you all sent to me, but loads of emails. Why do people like to email at midday? It's almost like at lunchtime, we're going to hammer the emails. And I get why, because it's lunchtime. They go, oh, I got nothing better to do. I get that. But don't they understand? Don't they talk to one another? Don't these people have a secret group in the world? Shall we email Imran? Yeah, let's email Imran. Client, potential client, promoter, collaborator, people, all over the place, right? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's it moves, right? It moves. So it's not just photo frame. It does. Look, did you see it? Did you see that just then? You'll see stuff moving in the background, my friend. Page Speed Insight works perfectly fine. Absolutely, Harish. Nika, I've watched it included snippets. We'll try. Yeah, I mean, look, Nika, what I would say, though, yeah, is just because I said that, you don't have to do that. If you are going to do it, you make a backup, right? You make a backup of your website, especially before you do any code snippets and before you deactivate and install any extra plugin or anything. Because depending on how many pages your website is, and I can see your website, and I'm just looking now at, you know, you've got, Yes, so you might just want to double check. And also, when you activate some of the fast press settings like JavaScript, optimization and all of that, make sure that basically you're going to have to activate it, purge, regenerate your CSS, purge your site cache, purge your server cache, and then look at it on an incognito private window and check everything still works, and also look on your mobile. This is the problem with if you try and optimize after you've built the website, because now you have to check everything and it's a very slow process, trial and error. Whereas if you get into the mentality of sorting out your page speed, performance and everything like that right at the start, you'll notice when something doesn't work as you build, and then you kind of go, right, do I still go for that feature? Do I remove one of the optimization snippets, bearing in mind, okay, I lose the benefit of it or whatever? You have to work, because then you see, once you've made that decision, you know if it's going to work or not as you proceed. When you've built a website with what looks to me like, slider or scroll sequence images, so as you scroll, the images, do stuff. The minute something breaks, you're then going to go, well, which snippet was it? Which setting was it? Oh, was it this? Was it that? So I would always say, weigh it up, okay? Weigh it up. Is it worth the time? Have you got 2 days? Have you got the time to keep taking backups? Have you got the time to keep checking, purging? Is it going to drive you crazy? How big is the hit on the page speed performance? Is it significant? Your website loaded up fine for me. Your website loaded up fast. It's working. There's no glitch. There's no delay. There's no bugs I can tell. I haven't studied your layout. I do think your fonts for your menu are really small. From a web accessibility point of view, and I know people are going to say you are allowed to have 12 pixel. I don't care about that. It is small, okay? So I would say think about some of your text, your font sizing, but in terms of speed, it's okay. It's fine. It's okay. Okay, Gary, you're going to refocus your time on working from home. Absolutely. Do you know what, Gary? This is what I don't miss. You're traveling, right? Petrol. I don't know what you were doing or how you're getting there, but the extra time I now get from working from home is amazing. John, client phone call, can't get my pro code on basic. How much will you charge to install? 10 minutes later, I download pro and charge the hour. They are happy. Result. Yes, exactly, John. This is what you do. This is what I keep telling everyone. Too many times someone asks for help and we go and do it. Even if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes, how did you know it was going to be a 10-minute solution? What if it took half an hour? So get them to pay for your time. There's loads of people out there, unless it's a paid-for customer service or they want to keep your business, they don't do that. Jamie, 99 performance after your snippets and without cache plugins. Exactly. There we go. This is what I mean. And a lot of WP Rocket people did attack me when I put that video out. Oh, this is rubbish. Not really, it works. To be honest, Eddie, you didn't miss much from the Elemental Day yesterday, if I'm really honest. You didn't really miss much at all. Hey, look, Nika, this is what the Web Squadron community is all about. If we think you're doing something really, really wrong, we will tell you to help you, to protect you for your career, your reputation, your brand, okay? We're not going to say, oh, that's really ugly. No. If I felt like it really needs work, we'd let you know, okay? But we're a very caring community. We love to know that everyone is doing really, really well. We want to support one another, okay? What we aren't like is, well, I'm a web designer and you're a web designer, so we're in competition. The world is so big, the chances of any one of us dealing with the same client is massive. No, it's not. It's going to be tiny. It's going to be so remote, I can't even see it. That's how remote it is. Okay, that's how remote it is. Right, I'm giving you all a 3-minute warning. A 3-minute warning. Eddie, it's implied that there will be a cost. It's implied. What we're being told, Eddie, is that the beta version 3.13 allows us to have a free trial. Now then, Eddie, it is not made clear about Elemental AI. What do we get? So Rank Math gives you like, 15 content AI credits, and then you have to buy more. Is that what we're going to get? Like 15 credits? What's that? 15 prompts? Maybe? I don't know. Does it renew each month? Do we have to buy add-ons? How's that going to work? The issue I have, okay, is that I can, and this is the same with Publer, Eddie, right? This is Publer as well. I can get my AI from Bing or ChatGPT for free. At the moment, I can get it for free. So why would I pay for AI? Why would I pay for it? Someone explain that to me. Why? Because Elemental AI does not store your prompts, right? So you can't do a prompt and go back to it 2 days later. No, that prompt will be gone unless you've used it. You also can't do sequential prompting. Give me a headline. Now give me an article. Now summarize it. You can shorten it and lengthen it and rewrite it and change the tone. But I can't say now use the headline. You have to copy and paste it. Write an article about this headline. So sequential prompting. Canva AI is okay. Canva AI is okay. It's not brilliant, but it is okay, Stacey. You know? So I pay for Publer as well, Eddie. It's just the business AI bit, which I don't like. I just don't like the cost it for that. Yeah, take care, everyone, by the way. I'm going to be going off in about 1 minute. 1 minute. But when it comes to Elemental AI, you don't have sequential. It doesn't store it. ChatGPT does. Right? So, for instance, let's say you said to Elemental, give me a code, give me some CSS code to do XYZ. It'll give you code. Then, if you want them to rewrite it, because the code ain't right, you have to say, but this bit does not work. And then you got to paste the code in again for it to do sequential prompting or ChatGPTing. ChatGPT will do that for you on the fly. So, would you pay for it? I don't think so, right? Would you? Now, if you're loaded and you got money to burn, you'll be like, yay! Mid-Journey, boom. ChatGPT 4, boom. Your gas and electrics, boom, boom, boom. You don't care then, right? If you've got money to burn. But I could easily do it, but even I am very cautious of what I spend. I'm telling you now. I don't just throw money away. Oh, yeah, I can do that. No, I don't do that. I'm like, do I really need it? Am I going to use it? Fine. I've got Mid-Journey. I'm now starting to feel like I don't use Mid-Journey. Like, last time I used it was like 6 weeks ago. I'm paying $20-something a month for it. Do I need it? Do I really, really need it? It was great for video when I did some videos back in January. But do I really, really need it? And I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So maybe I won't go. Maybe I'll stop paying for it. I don't know. I don't know. I've got to weigh it up. Yeah, well, this is it. So I did a video yesterday. If you ever use any snippet or any code from CodePen, from even Code Snippets Cloud, from ChatGPT, from any AI, before you load that snippet, you must take a backup of your website. Even a snippet that I use could break your website. The snippet I use for page speed work for the websites I've got. But you might have a plugin or an extra bit of code or a theme that I could not have predicted. because my website doesn't have that. And my snippet could break your website. Is that my fault? Well, no, because the snippet works for me. So always, always, always take a backup. Dave, keep an eye out for the video I'm going to post in 25 minutes. In 25 minutes, Dave. Hey, Dave, I'm going to post a video in 25 minutes. Keep an eye out for it. I think you're going to like it, Dave. It's to do with CSS Grid. So it's not the intro I did yesterday. This is something different. This is something special. Special. Coming out in 25 minutes. Okay? Right. I am now going to say goodbye. Sorry, Dave. I'm about to go off now. I'm about to go off. I hope you're all okay. Take care. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. We're going to have a good laugh, but make sure you crush the rest of today. But keep an eye out. 25 minutes. We've got a new video coming out. 25 minutes, okay? Promise me you're going to watch it in 25 minutes, okay? Brand new CSS Grid video, but it does something really mega-tastic special. Take care. Bye. I know I'm still here. I haven't hit the bye button. Okay, look. Bye now, okay? Bye.